So what if I told you that while Vegas casino companies are desperately trying to stay afloat in today's marketplace with obscenely priced room stays, insanely priced food offerings, and horrible value proposition to the regular person, that there was one company in town that was doing just fine, outperforming the market actually by an obscene amount. A company that rakes in billions of dollars of profitability off of the entire city of Las Vegas every single year without having to even lift a finger. This company we're talking about doesn't run casinos. They don't rent rooms. They don't run the slot machines. And they'll never have a single player in their poker room because their poker room simply doesn't exist. And yet every single time you lose $100 playing on a slot machine at a casino in Vegas, or spend money on a cocktail at the bar at the casino, this company secretly always gets cut. So while MGM Resorts International's stock is down by 10% this year, and let's not even get started on Caesars Entertainment, that complete dumpster fire we will leave for another day, this company itself is up 10% year over year, almost like clockwork. Automatic, free money on demand by doing nothing. So who is this company? Well, I want you to meet Vici Properties, a company that many of you have never heard of, and some of you inevitably have. A company that came in and, over the course of time, bought over 660 acres of land right here on the Las Vegas Strip. A company who now owns the land where 10 of these properties sit, and a company who kind of figured out how to pull off the perfect Vegas scam. A company that simply bought the land that your favorite Las Vegas casino sits on. A company that then leased that same land back to your favorite Vegas casino, thereby locking the Vegas casino company into an inescapable trap. A trap that siphons billions of dollars of profits from Vegas casino companies every year over to Vici International, so your prices remain high, the Vegas casinos remain desperate to milk every last bit of money out of you, and Vici profits. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why and how Wall Street was able to turn the Las Vegas Strip into essentially what became the world's biggest rental property. My name is Steven. This is NLLV. I can't be bought by the casinos, but I can tell you what's really going on. So to fully understand what a REIT or a real estate investment trust really is and why it negatively impacts you while you come to Vegas and stay at these properties, we have to define it. And on its face, it's pretty simple. A REIT is just where two or more different entities come together and one agrees to buy the land and the building that another one has owned and has been doing business in. Essentially, what you're doing is making the original person who owned the land and the building and did business on the property into a renter, where now they simply do business and pay a rent every single year. And if business is good and everything's great and the profits go up, everybody tends to benefit. But as you probably well know by now, for the casino companies in Vegas for the last year or so, business hasn't been good. And in order to meet those rent obligations from these real estate investment trusts, they've had to ever increase their prices, which is why the real estate investment trust play by these big, huge corporate Wall Street companies is one of the smartest that you'll ever hear. So the story of real estate leasebacks and Vici getting their corporate money all over Vegas goes all the way back to 2015, when MGM Resorts International decided that they could take the capital and lose the land for their properties here in town. In 2016, MGM Resorts International was the very first to experiment with selling off their properties for quick profits. They had an IPO for a company called MGM Growth Properties, and the sell-off was instantaneous and immense. One by one, MGM Resorts International started liquidating its real estate portfolio here in Vegas. Properties like the New York, the Excalibur, the Mirage, the Circus, heck, even the Bellagio was fair play. Slowly but surely, they got siphoned off and sold to other entities for quick capital that MGM hoped to use in other markets. At the time, MGM was bidding on being the selected company to build in a casino district in Japan. But to do that, they needed the capital. Just goes to show you how much they actually value the Vegas market, doesn't it? Now, the concept of a REIT, a real estate investment trust, or what MGM Growth Properties was doing, was not foreign. It wasn't the first time it had ever been done. But it did become the largest single IPO in 2016 for these types of companies, with MGM Resorts International profiting $1.6 billion in the process. And if there's anything casino companies love, it's money. And once they get hooked on it, and once people knew Vegas was for sale, it went hog wild. So with all these companies getting IPOs on the stock markets, investors were super happy. Are you trading the markets? I mean, I trade the markets. And it's at this point in the video where I want to tell you that you can actually trade the markets too, and it doesn't have to be complicated. See, I've been trading the markets for a few years now. I simply get up in the morning, I look for a few different things, I click some buttons, I make some money, I pay some bills, and I walk away. And to keep this channel free and completely uncorrupted from outside casino money and no other sponsors, I created my own product. And it's at this point where I always ask you guys a question. If you guys could get up in the morning and you could click a few buttons and potentially make 50 bucks here, 100 bucks there, and be done for it for the day, maybe pay some bills, would that potentially be life-changing or help you out in any sort of way? Because if the answer is yes, listen up. So I created 1K a day. And 1K a day is my own course that teaches you guys how you too can go into the markets, read the charts, look for a few simple things that repeat every single day, click a few buttons when it goes up or down, and maybe make 50 bucks here, 100 bucks there. And if that sounds good to you, then I have a special deal for you. For the first 10 people that go in and to 1kaday.diy and use the code 12, that's 12 at checkout, you're going to get the course for literally 90% off. Yeah, you're going to be like one of my students right here. I mean, just look what he did in a single day. I mean, that's pretty amazing to me. Head on over to 1kaday.diy, type in the code 12, that's 12 at checkout, and you guys will get the entire course, lifetime access, for less than the cost of a pair of AirPod Pros. Because at the end of the day, you got to learn how to be in these markets. And if these big casino companies are going to do what they're doing in this video, you might as well figure out how to take advantage of it too. But now, back to the story about how Vici International and MGM Growth Properties went head-to-head, and how one came out on top, and it's probably not the one you think. During this time, as America rebounded from the 2008 global financial crisis and Vegas rebuilt itself, one company on the Strip was simply not having a good time at it. That would be Caesars Entertainment, who went into bankruptcy protection and in 2017 actually formed a company called Vici Properties as part of bankruptcy proceedings. Vici Properties, as you might remember, is who secretly owns everything right now. So what exactly happened? Lots of money happened, let me tell you. Over the next several years, Vici Properties kept growing and growing, buying properties all across the United States, mostly in the gaming and hospitality sector, as that was their specialty. As they kept growing more and more powerful, MGM Growth Properties was looking at doing business in other areas from a global perspective. So if you remember from the beginning of our story, this all started with MGM Growth Properties, a real estate investment trust that bundled up several MGM properties and sold it off to people in an initial public offering. And in a post-COVID era in Vegas, with MGM Resorts International wanting to get out of the city and expand their operations internationally, Vici International swooped in and did what giant Wall Street banker type companies do. They made MGM Resorts International and MGM Growth Properties an offer they simply couldn't refuse. You see, because by 2022, Vici Properties had grown so enormously, monstrously big, and MGM Resorts International was so desperate for cash that when Vici offered over $17 billion to buy out the MGM Growth Properties REIT, MGM, they were listening. But where was Vici actually getting all of this money from? It's not like they had cash on hand, and $17 billion isn't just pocket change. Well, Vici Properties did what big companies always do. They looked to Wall Street to fund their hopes and dreams of becoming the largest landowner in Vegas, and borrowing $17 billion compared to the assets that they had under management and their REITs that now stretched across the country from coast to coast seemed like a no-brainer for Wall Street. It also seemed like a no-brainer for MGM Resorts International, who was, again, in the wake of the COVID reopening, desperately hungry for operational cash and income. And having said that, the deal with the proverbial Wall Street devil was done. MGM Resorts International was billions and billions of dollars heavier in cash, and Vici Properties now owned over 660 acres of the Las Vegas Strip, making it the largest landowner in the entire city. And for a while, when the economy agreed, for you, it was good. Business as usual. But see, you, the regular person watching this video, and giant, huge Vegas casino companies have something in common. We all tend to forget about the future and just live when it's good in the present. This might be why the casino companies in Vegas seemingly forgot about the fact that these same agreements that they had entered into, selling their properties to get billions of dollars of cash up front, had long-term serious consequences. Like the fact that the rents would occasionally go up, and no matter what they did, you still had to pay your property lease. And it's in this analyst's opinion that this is exactly why prices have gotten so crazily and wildly out of control in Vegas over the last few years. With things like little incidentals, waters for the room, or bagel and coffee in the morning, sometimes shooting up literally 5 times in cost since COVID reopening, and since all of this real estate transference and all of these new corporate overlords took over the land on the Strip. You see, because in a town built for sheer tourist volume like Las Vegas, when that volume takes a bit of a hit because of things like economic uncertainty or increased prices due to tariffs or increased unemployment rates, all things which we talk about on this channel all the time, the system breaks. And when it breaks in the past and you didn't have to pay an ever-increasing rent to your landowner in order to just simply do business and exist in the marketplace, that was one thing. But now you have to make your profits somewhere, so that comes directly back to you, the person watching this video. Because let's be serious, $26 bottles of water at the hotel, $40 for a bagel of coffee, $25 to park your car when you're already paying $200 a room night for the room that you're staying in. These are all just junk fees and things that are all set up so the casino can consistently be profitable, so they can take a portion of everything that you spend at the property and put it towards their operational expenses, report higher revenues, pay their rents to the landowners who now own everything in Vegas, all the while you get shafted in the process. And let's be realistic. Can we ever expect it to go back to the halcyon days of pre-COVID Las Vegas? Days before the casino companies had massive obligations to take care of before they actually took care of you? And the answer to that, of course, is no. The best we can do is try to make more money for ourselves, take care of our families, and squirrel away for that Vegas vacation. Of course, there's always deals in Vegas. You just have to look for them. I suggest you subscribe to this channel so you can know how things really are happening on the Las Vegas Strip, because it's a fascinating story and it's one that hardly anybody is telling, but I can't be bought by the casino, so I'm okay bringing it to you. And if you've come this far and you're even 1% smarter than when you came into the video, be sure to subscribe, give us a subscription, a like, and a comment. And if you like my teaching style and I explain things well, and you always want to know how to make money off of the same kind of markets that these corporate Wall Street companies trade on, check out our course, 1kaday.diy, type in code 12, get it for 90% off. You potentially make some money for yourself in the future if you know the information and how to do it. And of course, thanks to our Patreon members, you can see them scrolling in the credits right here. These guys get extra content on Patreon. We just posted up a 4K 60 frames per second video of the entertainment district down near Allegiant. You won't believe what you see in that video. They get their name in the credits as well, so they're a great part of what we do, and they help me bring these videos to you. So with that, I'll put up an economics playlist next to my head right here, and you guys can go check out all the other types of analysis videos I've done in the city. Until the next time I guys see you, I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? Say 3, 2, 1, and click!